First hosepipe ban in Wales for 30 years as parts of the country are officially declared in drought.
Thomas is in Pembrokeshire for us this morning. Good morning, Thomas. We've said many times, haven't we, driest year since '76 for England and Wales. And what does it look like where you are?
Well, I'm at the reservoir we talked about in the piece there, Llys Reservoir. This is, as I said there, the main source of water for Pembrokeshire. There are a couple other sources, but really it's down to Llys. You can see just behind me, really, the water levels are so much lower than it should be right now. And as Welsh Water said in the piece as well, you know, West Wales is clearly suffering. Pembrokeshire, and particularly, that's why they brought the hosepipe ban here, and parts of Carmarthenshire Way as well. And it will remain in force until at least September, they've said, and until this reservoir can be partially refilled. Now, it did rain yesterday a little bit, as you saw in the piece, but before that, as we mentioned, it wasn't until the month before, and before that, a month again before that. And that is because the last 5 months across Wales, only 60% of the expected rainfall fell here, which means all of the rivers in southwest and southeast Wales are far lower than they expect them to be. So that's why they're keeping an eye on those places. Now, the drought has been called by Natural Resources Wales. That's the Environment Agency here. And that actually stretches across a wider period across Wales, from Swansea all the way over to the coastline. And again, that will be in place until things change. But as we mentioned in the piece as well, this is all as a result of climate change. And until things take a major change, we might be seeing more of this in the future.
Good morning to you, Charlie and Naga. Good morning to you at home too. The weather looking a little bit mixed over the next couple of days. We have got some showers around, some of them on the heavy side, but mostly they're going to be in the north and northwest, mostly drier further south with some sunny spells. Good morning to you, Charlie and Naga. Good morning to you at home too. Well, this is how we're starting the day in Nottinghamshire. Some blue sky around, some sunshine, many of us waking up to similar conditions. But it is going to be a bit of a mixed picture, not just today, but for the next few days. Low pressure not far away, so that's going to bring us a mix of some sunny spells, especially towards the south, and some showers. Now, most of the showers will be across parts of Northern Ireland and Scotland, but one or two are going to be creeping their way further south too. Thanks, Charlie. Good morning to you. Good morning to you at home as well. We have got a fair bit of cloud out there for some of us this morning. This is the picture of the Brighton seafront first thing. But through the day, sunshine developing for many of us, but also a few showers in the forecast.
In fact, let's continue with the theme in terms of what's happening in terms of rainfall due with Wales and these changes, Sarah. Morning.
Yes, good morning to you, Naga and Charlie. Morning to you at home too. If we just take a look at how we got to this situation of drought across Wales and, in fact, other parts of England as well. Well, we'll think back to what's happened this year so far. January to June was the driest first 6 months of the year since 1976. Now, so we already went into summer with a deficit of rainfall. July was a particularly dry month across the south of Wales, only 20% of the expected amount of July rainfall that we saw. The picture did vary across much of Wales. There was more wet weather further north, but August has followed on with that trend. Yes, there's been a bit of rain across parts of Wales over the past week or so, but we've had on average 22.6 millimetres so far. That's only 26%, and we're around 60% through August. So we've certainly seen reduced rainfall for several months now. Reasons for the dryness, well, there's been persistent high pressure, perhaps driven in part by La Nina, a weather pattern in the Pacific. We've also seen higher temperatures by about 1.5 degrees over the past month or so across Wales. So, of course, all these things are tied in with our changing climate. We're set to see periods of heat and drought becoming more frequent. Next 5 days or so will bring some wet weather. You can see the blue colours returning to the map. Could be about 30 to 40 millimetres across parts of Wales. Not enough, though, to really solve the drought problems. Good morning to you, Charlie and Naga. Morning to you at home too. Got a bit of everything thrown in this forecast over the next few days. Some rain for some of us, but mainly in the north, at least today and tomorrow. Now, this is the picture in Douglas, the Isle of Man this morning. Beautiful blue skies, cumulus cloud around there to start the day. So yes, some showers around, most of them for Scotland, for Northern Ireland through the course of today. Sunnier spells and drier weather in general towards the south, but we will see some useful rainfall, I think, later on Sunday and on into Monday as well.